I'm dropping another video. I have to after that Suns victory that we just saw. That was just absolutely crazy. So I have to pull up some because I don't have a ton to say about this game, in all honesty, especially with how it was going. But it was just crazy. That ending was crazy. Damian Lee, game ball for sure. I mean, I'm not going to say we wouldn't have won without him. I think Booker definitely was the best player tonight for the Suns. Damian Lee just brought that energy in that fourth quarter, hit some big shots, some big threes, and hitting that game winner, which is pretty improbable for all honest. Like, it wasn't the best shot, but, I mean, it went in and we won. But, man, Mavericks, they are no slouch. They definitely were whooping our ass in the first quarter. Is pretty close. Second quarter, they just kind of blew the doors off us for a little bit. Third quarter, same shit. We were kind of cutting it, but it was kind of, it wasn't really much of a game. We had a 22-point lead around the early third, but came back. We won. We stuck with it. Ayton was pretty big in the second half. They just got to feed him the ball more. And especially with Chris Paul tonight, he's probably the biggest concern. He was just bad. The Mavericks know how to play against him. I think a lot of teams are going to kind of have a game plan for at least how to take Chris Paul out of the game if they have the personnel. Like, they had Dorian Finney-Smith, who was obviously a lot taller than CP, and he couldn't really do much. He finished with maybe 6 points, 16% field goal percentage. I don't think he hit a three. He was bad. He was bad. I don't want to say this is going to be a representation of the whole season for him. He's obviously going to be playing better. But for the opening night, pretty rested, pretty healthy, we assume. It wasn't great. You thought maybe he could overcome the mismatches, but it was bad. He was not good. I do think he'll have a bounce back. I forget who we play next. It might be the Blazers. But he needs to play better. I'm shocked we won with him being on the bench in the final minutes. That's what was crazy, was him being on the bench. But I mean, Damian Lee, he brought the fire. And another issue, I thought the bench wasn't great. I mean, they went 12 deep, which I thought was a little much for opening night. I guess Monty kind of wants to see what lineups are going to fit, what players, who's going to earn their minutes. But Jock Lawndale looked decent. He didn't look great, but he was all right. Bismack didn't play a whole ton. I don't even think Shamet played, if I'm not mistaken. If he did, it was barely. I barely remember him in the game if he was playing. But Campaign, I don't even know if he did score. He had that inbound pass from Booker in the fourth. But aside from that, I don't know if he scored anything else. He had a terrible shot attempt in the first half. That was bench worthy in my opinion. And they just got to get help mainly. And I'd like to see Dwayne Washington get some minutes. I know it's early. It's only one game. And Monty, he sticks to his gun, sticks to the guys he trusts, and he still trusts Payne, surprisingly. But I would like to see Dwayne Washington get some minutes. I want to look up the box score real quick. As Bridges, 13, went 5 for 10. Got 11 rebounds, which is great. He had the Luka assignment, a good chunk. He was good. I liked he had some aggression that we haven't really seen before from him, but I think he can only do better, obviously, with 13. Another big highlight today was Cam Johnson. I saw he had an injury. I think it was a hamstring that kept him out the majority of the second half, if I'm not mistaken, or mostly of the fourth for sure. But he had 15 points, 6 of 13, 50% from 3 for 6. And he was solid. Aggression. Same with McHale. He was aggressive, getting to the cup, hitting shots. He was probably, I would say Ayton was probably the second best player tonight for when he played. He got into foul trouble in the first half, which was really disheartening. You really want to see him get going, especially in the beginning. But he went 5 for 10, or he went 8 of 11. My bad. And 10 boards, 4 fouls. That's not too bad to end with 4, but 3 in the first. We only had 1 foul in the whole second half, which was kind of impressive. And hopefully, I do think, obviously, if he still played 30 minutes, but I'd like to see his shot attempts go from right now. He had 11 attempts. I would like to see that get to at least 15 to 18, I think is fair for him. And then on the Mavericks side, Luka was Luka. He did a Luka thing. He did basically a 30-point triple-double. Gets any call he wants, it feels like. And Christian Wood, I knew he was going to be a good signing for them, and man, that 16 consecutive points was pretty nuts. I kind of have to rewatch that because you don't even believe it. It's so crazy. He was good. He looks like he's going to be in 6-man of the year contention. They're going to be a really good team. I like their team a lot, but we pulled out the W. We used to have their number. It felt like the opposite near the end of that playoff series, but maybe we're getting back to having their number. We'll see. But overall, I wasn't overly impressed with this Suns team, for being honest. They looked good. They obviously still look like a playoff team, I would say. Chris Paul, he has to play better. I already mentioned it. Because if he plays like this every night, this was an improbable game winner that we had. We were losing. Wasn't too impressive overall, you know. But if he plays like this, we might be a play-in team. Because Booker, he was great. Ayton, solid. Cam and Mikal, hopefully Cam's good for the next game. I think we're gonna be good. But yeah, we need point guard play badly. Especially if Paul's gonna play like this more often than not, we're gonna need either Cam Payne or Dwayne Washington to step up and at least be serviceable. Damian Lee, I'm curious. I think I heard a quote that Monty, I don't know if he was joking or not, but was mentioning the possibility of Lee may playing some 4, which he's 6'5", which I think Crowder is also 6'5", but I don't know. I find that hard to believe. Just Lee's so much smaller than Crowder that he could really be an effective power forward. But we'll see. I mean, he definitely has earned more of a right to play than someone like a Shaman, and I even think a Payne, in my opinion. But also, which I thought was really, I mean, we didn't really see much of a Kogi. Craig was whatever. And Dario only had 2 minutes. He had a shot attempt, and I didn't even notice him on the floor because it was only 2 minutes. I don't know what is up with him. I don't know if it's an injury or what. Monty just really experimenting with him. He's arguably he has the best talent on our bench. So the fact that he only got 2 minutes, but the least amount of minutes under a lot of guys is kind of ridiculous. Hopefully, maybe they're just very slowly integrating him back into the lineup. I don't know, but I think he needs to be playing a lot more, and I hope next game he plays a lot more. I don't really have anything else. Ish Wainwright and Dwayne were the only inactives tonight, or aside from Crowder, but the guys who were suited to play that didn't play. I like Ish a lot. Hopefully he can get some minutes. Same with Dwayne. And yeah, we do have the Blazers on Friday. I didn't catch any of their game. I heard that they beat the Kings. I think Darren Fox had a really good game for the Kings, but they kind of just folded at the end. Dame didn't look great. So it'll be a battle of the mid-point guards. Just kidding. We'll see, though. But that's going to be Friday. I am predicting a Suns win. 2-0. And we'll see. But I don't really have much more to say. So, I don't want to say I wasn't too impressed. I wasn't that impressed with this, but at the end of the day, a win's a win. Strong team we beat. It was at home. Crowd wasn't a sellout, but the crowd in the fourth did make themselves known. And I'm looking forward to Friday. We'll see how they play. And that's it from me.